watching Quad Cities Live.
A weekly community meal in Rock Island has been going strong for 20 years now, and it's estimated more than 75,000 meals have been served since it began. Reverend Robb McCoy joins us from Two Rivers United Methodist Church in Rock Island. Two Rivers Church started its community meal in 2002, and you guys kept it going through COVID even.
Yeah, they didn't miss a week. You know, there's some volunteers that have been doing it from day one. And they don't come every Saturday, but they've been a part of it since this whole time. And, when the shutdown happened, we had our meal in the fellowship hall one Saturday. During the week, the order was we have to shut everything down. So they stripped down the volunteer crew to a smaller crew, got to-go boxes, and went to go the very next Saturday. So they didn't miss it. I think the only Saturday we ever miss is if it's on Christmas Day.
Well-equipped volunteers, for
Yeah.
sure. 75,000 meals, that's a lot, Rob.
That's kind of a rough estimate just based on the averages. We get around, right now we've been getting around between 40 and 60, but there have been some weeks where they've had up to 100 people. And when you count up, 52 weeks in 20 years, I'm not great at math, but I figured that out.
Well, I was reading like 75,000, so you're based in Rock Island. That's basically feeding every Rock Island resident twice.
Yeah.
So that's incredible.
Yeah. It's a huge commitment from some really dedicated people.
What's it meant to you to see this continue? And where was it birthed out of, the need?
It birthed out of some conversations when the church decided, we wanted to be more mission focused. Now, and I say we, I had nothing to do with it. This was long before I was even there. And, it's been so inspiring to me. I'm the pastor and people thank me sometimes when I go. And I think to myself, it's not me. This is inspiring me as much as anything that I might do to other people.
And it's open to anyone.
Absolutely, everyone.
And you also do more than a meal, though, at times.
Yeah, so, people come. We say it's more than a meal because, first and foremost, it's friendships. I mean, when you come, you see people greet each other. You see community, like people sitting down at tables together and happy to see each other. And so that's, the community aspect of it is probably the most important thing. But then after the really good, hearty, hot meal, people usually go home with, and we have giveaways from like the Hy-Vee Bakery or other grocery staples and these kinds of things, sometimes household goods. When the weather starts to turn cold, we might give some jackets to folks and stuff like that. I was there last Saturday, and one of the little kids that was there, our main volunteer, Ellen, kind of whispered to him, I got something for you, and she found a toy that had been donated. So he went home with a really cool car. So it's little things like that happen more than just the meal.
Well, let's talk about the impact too, because I'm sure that people who've benefited from it have turned into volunteers over the years.
Yeah, absolutely. People, they come back and they'll help clean up, or they'll start coming. They'll volunteer for a little while. We've had young people volunteer and then go off to college and then come back and want to volunteer again. And one Saturday I was talking with someone and she just said, I just look forward to this because I live alone and I don't like living alone, but I come here and I meet my friends and I have some good food. And then she took food home to share with some of her friends, some other people in her apartment building. And that impact that's really heartwarming because it really is for the entire community. And we think that's what Jesus wants us to do. Ultimately, Jesus said, feed my sheep and feed people, break bread together, gather around tables, and just enjoy each other's company.
How do you guys keep it going so strong for all these years?
Prayer, commitment, a lot of donors, so there's a financial aspect to it. There's some private donors that give on a consistent basis. But I think it's because both the volunteers are a community and they draw strength from our guests that they just feel like they know that they're making a difference, and you just keep going when you feel fed in that way.
Absolutely. Well, if you would like to either get a meal, if you're in need of one, or if you want to help out in any way, you can reach out to Two Rivers Church. They host this every Saturday at noon there in their fellowship hall in Rock Island. Rob, thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.